You're listening to WEFT, and here comes Todd. Yo, that good.
These, there's not much of a transition period built into the songs, so...
All right, I'm sorry. Yeah.
You need a big, loud drummer that gets quiet enough that I can re-enter the atmosphere.
I could say
it's
crash
fine.
Or something. Yeah.
It's fine. So we're happy to have you back so
Thanks.
soon. You were on to promote. Is there a hard copy of that record yet?
It is coming soon. We actually, like the last couple of days, we've been kind of experimenting with the sound of the record, and I think we got an idea of how we want to kind of take it to master.
Oh,
so it's
going to be different.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a little bit bigger sounding. So I don't know. It's just.
Oh, that's cool.
I think we just want to maybe kind of expand it a bit. Like I took it really wide, and I think we're going to take it basically somewhere between like how far I took it. There's like arena sounding to like the record, and so somewhere in the middle there, I think we're going to find. So it'll probably be. I think we're going to try and maybe even master it on our own.
Oh,
and
nice.
Just see. It's just a learning process. I mean, This record has been like a really big learning process. We've kind of done a lot of things, kind of. Out of the ordinary necessarily. Like we basically recorded all the tracks in like one day.
Whoa.
And then we spent about a month in post-production, and Aaron joined us, and Aaron's like right there.
Right.
Sorry.
I am waving with my eyes on you and my hand toward him.
Oh yeah. And so Aaron, like
it's like you're in stereo.
Oh yeah, for sure. Sorry.
You want some headphones?
I got headphones.
Oh yeah. So we just kind of like I don't know, like I recorded all the vocals in my kitchen on my laptop and with like no microphone or anything. But anyway, so then I don't know, we just kind of gave it to Aaron, and Aaron just really kind of ran with it, and really just, it was right when he joined in, so he kind of had a lot of room to kind of come and add stuff to it. So it was, sorry.
This is definitely the first time you two have been on the show without Isaac.
Oh yeah,
we were
in Chicago.
We were actually paying Isaac matching my salary because he was like a regular member for 1 month there. It was nice.
Right. Yeah.
It was not. It was a welcome presence, but it's also a new opportunity to just talk only to you two, or only to you. I guess technically I'm talking more to John because he's on the show and you're behind me.
Well, you can always say if you, I don't know.
Yes.
But
I had two questions about songs on the EP. I keep calling it EP. It's an album.
Sure, yeah.
But I won't be giving anything away if I ask them on air.
No, go for it.
Okay, there was one track that was cherry-picked for early play, and I actually didn't know about it until about the time you came in. But what was the one you recommended as sort of easing into the kiddie pool? Or
maybe John Brown's Body. That was always kind of my favorite. I think it's just...
it's a better way to pick a single than the labels tend to.
Right. I don't know.
Well, it's the closest to 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
Right.
And
Well, I picked... When I was in my old band, I chose this one song, and I think everybody else liked a different song. So maybe I don't have the best... But whatever.
There's no need to be self-conscious. When I was transitioning, Holly Rushikoff hosted the show through spring of 2004. And one of the first nights I was here, she was easing out of it.
Yeah.
Absinthe Blind had a new... No, that was... actually, it was before that, I guess, because it would have been 2003.
Yeah.
Absinthe Blind had a new album, and I said... she asked what I wanted to hear. I said, you should play track 9. That's like the radio single. It's over 9 minutes long. I picked the one song on the album that would never fit any, and I wasn't even thinking about it being twice as long as everything else. The other, yes.
Just pretend it's like FM in the 70s.
Bingo,
you know?
exactly. I mean, we're the sort of station where if we like it, we play it.
Right.
This is FM in the 70s.
That's right.
Yes, we are. Well,
Hey.
I like to think we're more FM in the late 60s than the 70s, because
Well, yeah.
less avocado green and harvest gold and brick red and more... I don't know, light show colors.
Right. Hey, guys.
So the other question.
Sorry, go ahead.
I have a lovely track listing for the album.
Okay.
There is a song 11.
Yes.
I have no idea what I'm listening to.
I'm going to play it in a little while.
Will I find out the title?
Yeah, it's called Still the Same Town. It's actually on the Bandcamp website. You can download it as a free single, but I was going to include it. It's funny because right after we wrote the record and we put it out there, I was kind of a little nervous about it. And so I ran out and I just wrote that song real quick because I kind of wanted sometimes you just want some distance
Oh,
between
sure.
yourself and because it's like once it's out there, it's like kind of out of your hands as to how people.
You know other songs like that, right?
Sure. What's that?
Well, I was thinking Pure Morning and 1979 were both written after their respective albums and
Oh yeah,
actually wound up being like what sold about half the copies
for
of
sure. Well, 1979. I mean, I love it. I mean, it's like it feels timeless in a way. You know, even though it's like it was in 1995, it came out. It still feels just as fresh. You know.
I think I credit about 90% of my music collection owing to when that came out. I went to the
Right.
store. I said, "Is there a single of that?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, it just came in." And I'd heard 28 tracks, and that just happened to be the one I wanted to
Yeah.
buy as a single. And I got all these B-sides. and-
Right. Well,
So, here
yeah,
I
I always just like the idea of hidden songs. You know.
Oh, sure,
And so
sure.
it's just kind of it's fun that
Do you
way.
ever? Do you have any CDs that have a hidden track before the beginning?
That would be pretty sweet.
And you need a CD player that you can.
Oh, to rewind. So
Right.
Rewind.
I
Oh, yeah.
only have a few, and in fact, I think most of them are imports.
Right.
And there's some really odd stuff sometimes if
Sure.
you can go before track one. And the thing is, the bands I know that have put those out ask to be reminded what they sound like because the musicians usually don't have players that will play them,
Right.
even though they did it. So,
Well, it's like iTunes kind of takes the mystery out of that because you're like, wait a
Yeah.
second, what's that?
yeah, on the one hand, it's nice to be able to just
Right.
know exactly what's in the room with
Sure.
you, but on the other hand, it's really cool after about a year to say, "Oh, I've had this song all along," and I.
Oh yeah, it's like you finally like just let it play one day and you're like, wait a second.
It's
What's
like
that?
the
It's
gift
this
that
little
keeps
nugget
on
of
giving
gold,
without
right?
all the creepy connotations.
Right. What if you had like a hidden song after a hidden song? That would be pretty sweet.
What about a hidden song?
Like a 17-minute, like there's this gap, and then all of a sudden it's like it's just, but it's like a tease. It just starts. It's like,
Maybe you'll know.
and
this.
then it just stops.
There was some record in the early '70s. I think it was the same record.
Yeah.
Where you put the needle down, there were two different sets of grooves. So sometimes
Huh.
you'd finish on a different song.
That's kind of cool.
But on top of that, and people only found this out by accident,
Yeah.
if you got the sleeve wet, it radically changed color, like paint by number.
Yeah.
And so people would spill a drink on it, and it would just mutate, and you'd have no idea all along that it was dyed like that to
That's where like Paul is Dead came from or something, you know, like
probably inspired by that. But, nobody noticed for a couple years. So
Right.
when it finally happened, it was...
they're like he's like, no, I'm not. It's like John Bon Jovi over Christmas. Like everybody thought he was dead, and then he's like,
I could say something...
I'm not by the tree, dude.
I could say something not appropriate for on air. I'll say it off air.
All right, right.
What? So you probably have more songs to
Yeah, I've
play?
got some more songs. That's cool. I've got
Could I ask one more question?
Sure.
Since you are in Evil Tents,
Yeah.
but you've also been in lots of other bands and exist independently of all these other bands,
Sure.
of the songs you're playing tonight, could you let us know? I mean, I know
Sure.
most of, but could you let the listener know whether it's all you or whether you're
Okay.
adapting a band song?
all right. For Evil Tense, I feel like sometimes, like I was originally thinking like I was going to do like a solo record, but that's insane.
You saw the guys sitting out here and
Oh,
said,
yeah.
I can't leave them
They're
out
like
there.
they're like mad at me. No, I'm just kidding. But I was just like, well, these songs are too. And then like yesterday we had band practice, and
Well, you didn't invite us.
Oh, I'm sorry, but we just kind of jammed this new 7-minute song, and I burned a copy for the guys or whatever. But I was like, this is so good. Like I don't want to just, it's got to be, because it's like. I'll tell you this real story real quick. And because when I used to in my old band Reds, I used to play this guy Eric, and we played for so long that like when he starts coming up with like a line, I just start laughing because it's so good,
Yeah.
and it's just like you like it's like exactly what you kind of want to hear,
Uh-huh.
And so like yesterday we had that kind of moment too,
Mind
where
meld.
like, oh yeah, it was like the Vulcan mind meld thing where like Nathan was
Wait.
throwing this like trip hop beat down, and then
I can't tell if your ears are pointed or not.
no, not right now, but.
I love how this is a sometimes thing.
Although people used to call me Spock in elementary school, but that was because my eyebrows were crazy. But
They aren't now, are they?
no, well, I shaved them off half, but I was stupid about it. I took like a razor, and then I cut like half of it off, and then everybody was like, totally. It was like way worse than Spock. But anyway, I would have dealt with Spock compared to what I did. But
We're
anyway,
talking Dr. Spock, the obstetrician, right?
oh yeah, for sure. No, the one Leonard Nimoy
Yeah,
from Planet,
I
Body
was-
Snatchers. I'm just kidding.
I didn't want the show to follow too
Friend.
predictable and worse.
Anyway, oh yeah. So no, this is a brand new song.
That show is from the 60s. I bet nobody remembers it.
I wrote the song kind of for my grandparents a bit. So there's some harmonica for my